Hi everybody. We're going to start looking at pipe networks in Civil 3D. First I want to give you just a little overview of pipe networks. So there's two different types of pipe networks. There are gravity pipe networks and then there are pressure pipe networks. So we know the difference between those two. In Civil 3D we have some kind of different tools that apply to each of those. We're going to start with gravity pipe networks. So those are going to be used for the storm and the sanitary pipes. And pipe design functionality in Autodesk Civil 3D lends itself to the layout and the drafting of sanitaries and storm sewers. All of those pipe networks are three-dimensional models, and they're dynamic and interactive. So that's just sort of an introduction. Designers can modify pipe networks either graphically or by tables, and they can plot pipes in plan and profile and sections and display and annotate them with styles that meet the standards of their organization or client. Pipe labels. So there's pipe labels and then there's structure labels, which can contain pipe data that are be automatically updated when the pipes change, and also structures. So just to start with basics here, with gravity pipes, of course, we must have a slope on the pipes. And so the functionality of those pipes is controlled by the gravity to make the water or sewer flow, whereas in pressure pipe networks, we don't have to worry about the slope. But we do have to, in both cases, worry about what kind of cover we have on the pipes. So we have to have minimum cover so that prevent freezing in the wintertime. And we have to have a maximum cover depth, which because of the structure of the pipe might collapse if there's too much pressure on it. And also for cost prohibitive reasons. So the deeper you put the pipes, the more it's going to cost. So with our Civil 3D tools, we can actually enter rules for our networks, and automatically, when we are drawing our three-dimensional layouts, the software will put it in at with the correct cover and the correct slope. Making it a lot more automated for the designer. So we're starting with gravity pipe networks, and with those gravity pipe networks, we have two Civil 3D objects that we look at. We have pipes, and then we have structures. So of course, the pipes are the pipes that have the slope to them that the sewage flows through. The structures are manholes, but in storm sewers they can also be head walls, catch basins, other types of structures involved in the storm sewer system. When I click on one of my pipes, you'll see that they have grips on the end, and that indicates that that is a part of a pipe network. And so that's what we call a pipe object. Okay. And we also have structures. So when you click on a structure that's part of a pipe network, you're going to see the grips. The other thing we have is labels for our structures. That's a label for a structure. Okay, which can contain whatever information you want about that structure. And both of these two elements, okay, if I click on a pipe, again, like most Civil 3D objects, if you right click and go to pipe properties, it'll take you into the pipe, which has been named, and there's a description of it, and there's a style associated with it, which enables you to make them appear the way you want them to in a standardized format. And then if I go to the part properties, it's going to tell me everything about that pipe, from the slope to the length, to the size, to the reference surface and reference alignment. So that's something we'll talk about a little later, the fact that every pipe and every structure is associated with a surface and an alignment. And okay, if I look at, again, if I click on a structure, same thing, and right click and go to structure properties, on the first tab you see the name of the structure and then what the description of the structure is, and then again a style, how you want your structures to look. If I go into that style, I can decide whether I want it in plan to look like a defined block. Okay, so I can make it look like a defined block, or else I can just show what the actual three-dimensional structure would look like. So I have it defined as a part in this style, and then the size and whatnot. Then for your structure properties, you have your part properties again, and because it's associated with a surface, the pipe network places the structure on the surface. So there's the rim elevation at the surface that it's associated with, which is our finished surface. Also the chainage. Okay, so the chainage of that manhole with reference to the alignment that it was specified. Then also you can see the pipes that are connected to that structure. Okay, and their inverts. Okay. The other thing is, if you click on a pipe, you notice you get your contextual ribbon with associated commands. And then over here in your prospector, if you go down to pipe networks, you can see there's a listing of the networks, and this whole network is called sanitary. Okay, pipe networks, and then my sanitary. Okay, if I expand my sanitary pipe network, then I have my pipes and my structures listed there. Okay, so if I look, I have my pipes and then I have my structures. And you can edit information either graphically or like through each individual's properties, or in a tabular format. So once you have you actually do your layout in plan view for gravity sewers. You can only do it in plan view, and then you can propagate a profile from that. So if to do that, I'll go to modify and then pipe network. And when I get my pipe network tools up, I see the command draw parts in profile. Okay, and then I can generate a profile of that pipe. So if I zoom into this profile, you can see the same information through the labels. Okay, and you can see the pipe, the structure, the inverts are labeled, and the pipe. So each manhole, for instance, okay, just to show that for instance, this sanitary manhole 1, which is, there it is in profile. If I was to move that manhole, okay, over to here, you can see how the elevation changes. So it is dynamic as far as the labels, the actual structure, and then the labels automatically update as well. So if I put that back here, whoop, and turn off my snaps in here. So you notice also the chainage along the alignment has updated. So this structure and pipe are associated with the Casey drive alignment. So you see that the chainage of the Casey drive alignment is updating, as well as the associated surface is the finish surface. So that the 145.739 is the elevation of the finished surface, at the rim elevation of that manhole. Okay, so that's just a basic introduction to pipe networks, and we'll continue in the next video. Thank you.